Hello everybody and welcome back to the Aurora Hype Train. I of course am Sir Bedian, and today we're going to be doing some SM stuff. First up, modifying stars. In C#, Aurora allows you to manipulate star systems in SM mode. While it would be difficult to design a system during the original generation process due to the complexities involved, you can now add or modify stars and system bodies. You click on a star in the system view and then click Change Star. This dialog box pops up and allows you to select spectral class, orbital distance, bearing, and parent star. Fairly straightforward. Here is an example from Steve's 2020 campaign that changes the beep component of Alpha Centauri from a K1 V star to an F0 V star, which is much hotter. The star will orbit more quickly due to the increased mass, plus all the planets orbiting the star are affected by the increased mass and luminosity of the different star. Temperatures will change, along with potentially hydrosphere type and atmospheric composition as gases freeze out or boil. Oceans or ice sheets may convert entirely to water vapor given a significant temperature rise. Planets may change their tide-locked status. And here we have screenshots showing the effect of moving the star further from the primary. As you can see, moving it further away takes all of the stuff that was orbiting with it along for the ride. However, it doesn't seem to change anything else about the system, so that's good. Next, we can also add stars. Once again, adding a new star is straightforward. You just click Add New Star. This dialog box pops up and allows you to select spectral class, orbital distance, bearing, and parent star. The screenshot here shows the result of adding the above star to the Alpha Centauri system. New stars do not have any planets or other system bodies. These are added separately, which is great. So, next up, modifying system bodies themselves. Modifying system bodies is a more complex process than stars due to the number of factors involved. There are factors that are tied to each other, such as mass, radius, density, and gravity, plus certain types of bodies have different rules, such as planets versus moons, gas giants versus rocky worlds. Therefore, the following factors can be changed: distance to parent body, diameter, density, hydro extent, albedo, atmospheric composition, and dominant terrain. The dominant terrain is restricted to those terrains permitted by the other factors. Factors such as colony cost, gravity, temperature, atmospheric pressure, length of year, maximum population, tidal lock status, atmosphere retention, time required to stabilize a Lagrange point, etc., will all be derived from the factors that can be changed. For example, if you change the diameter or density, the mass and gravity will automatically change. If you change the distance to parent, the temperature and year will change, and perhaps the tidal lock status. Finally, factors such as escape velocity, magnetic field, etc. are not shown here because they have no current gameplay impact, even though escape velocity will change as a result of modifications to density or diameter. The basic type of system body, terrestrial, dwarf, etc., cannot be changed, but it will be possible to delete one system body and add a new one of the desired type. This is to ensure all system bodies follow the basic rules of their type, even if they are later modified. Here is a system body modification pop-up window. You can change the green fields in the top left, the dominant terrain drop-down, and can add and remove atmospheric gases by choosing a gas and the desired atmosphere, 0 to remove. As you make each change, everything else updates. And here is an example of what happens if the diameter is halved. Gravity, mass, and max population all fall, while the terraform rate versus Earth and the time to stabilize at the Lagrange point both increase. Next, we can now delete stars and system bodies. Well, we could before, but now we can do it better. Deletion of stars or system bodies is straightforward. Click on the target object and then click Delete Body or Delete Star. You will be given 2 pop-up warnings and then the object will be deleted. Deleting a star will remove any system bodies in orbit. Deleting a planet will remove any moons of that planet. Any populations on affected system bodies will be deleted. Deleting the primary star, however, is not possible. You've got to take the entire system with it. When a star is deleted, any remaining stars will be renamed accordingly. For example, if you delete the B component of a primary, the original C component will now become the B component. When a planet or moon is deleted, the orbit numbers of the planets or moons will be adjusted accordingly. For example, here are the before and after views of the Alpha Centauri A system when the fourth planet is deleted. Next, something you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. I know I have. Adding planets, comets, and asteroid belts. Here is the form for adding all new system bodies except for additional moons. You can choose a system body from the drop-down, which includes terrestrial, dwarf planet, gas giant, superjovian, comet, and asteroid. Each body type has a distance parameter plus one or more additional options. For terrestrial and dwarf planets, you have a toggle for automatic moon generation and can choose a specific or random number of moons. For gas giants and superjovians, you have the above moon options plus similar options for Trojan asteroids. For comets, you choose the starting distance and maximum distance. For asteroid belts, you can choose a random or specific number of asteroids and their specific or random width of the belt, so how far an asteroid can be generated from the center of the belt. Once the planet parameters are selected, pressing OK will create the new body or bodies in the system view. You can select them and use Modify Body to customize if desired. Various zones shown at the top affect how Aurora determines parameters such as atmosphere, hydrosphere, mineral deposits, albedo, density, number of moons, total mass of asteroid belts, and a variety of other factors. There is far too much detail to list, but generally bodies in the life zone will have better conditions in mineral deposits, followed in decreasing order by inner, outer, and extreme. These zones also exist in VB6. Of course, those factors only affect initial generation, so you can override that by directly modifying a body post-production. I would actually prefer if the mineral deposits part of that just now was not necessarily dependent on the planet's habitable zone, or at least didn't decrease as it gets further out. Because it would be interesting to have these very mineral-rich worlds that exist out in the outer reaches. But I suppose it depends on exactly how TN materials coalesce. It could be possible that they are compelled into reality by the star's proximity and don't actually even manifest in our universe at all, or in very minimal numbers, far out from the star. Next, adding moons and Lagrange points. So here is the form for adding moons and existing planets. During planet creation, you can specify appropriate moons to be created at the same time using standard moon generation based on the type of planet and its orbital distance. This form, accessed via the Add Moons button, is for creating additional moons which do not have to obey normal size restrictions. The form allows for the addition of up to 5 moons. The drop-downs all start with no moon, with type and distance specified. If more than 5 moons are needed, the form can be used multiple times for the same parent. After initial generation, you can use Modified Body to specify additional detail if required. The Add Lagrange button adds a Lagrange point to the currently selected body, even if it would not normally qualify for one. This means you can give asteroids Lagrange points, which breaks lore, but could be interesting. Since we can add asteroids and Lagrange points, we can delete them too. Deleting individual asteroids can be done by using the Delete Body button. To delete an entire asteroid belt or all the Trojan asteroids for a particular planet, click one of the asteroids in the belt or one of the Trojans and click Delete Asteroids. There will be 2 warnings before all the affected asteroids are deleted. Lagrange points can be removed by selecting a parent body, system body and clicking Remove Lagrange. Below is the final version of the system view in SM mode with all system engineering buttons present. So now we can see the total view, which is awesome. Okay, moving away from system design, we have some changes to Gauss cannons. The research point requirements for Gauss cannons have been lowered. Good, because they are way too stupidly expensive. The rate of fire text starts at 2 shots with the following progression in RP, up to 8 shots at 450,000 RP. The launch velocity still has 6 levels with the progression in RP from 500 to 135,000. For reference, in VB6, Gauss cannon launch velocity it goes from 1,000 to 250,000 at level 6, and rate of fire goes from 1,000 to 750,000 at 8. So it's a bit under half the original VB6 amount. So yeah, that's really, really good. Okay, next. Moons are now capable of having Lagrange points. These will not occur naturally, but there are 2 situations where it is possible. Firstly, you can use a ship equipped with a stabilization module on any moon with a mass of at least 0.25 Earth masses. The times required will depend on the mass of the moon, but it is likely to be several years. Secondly, you can place a Lagrange point manually using the new system design functionality. The latter option does not have any mass restriction. This will provide a way to have jump ships very close to the parent planet of the moon, which is very useful in logistics terms, but very dangerous if you're at war. Alright, last thing for today, page 4, maintenance storage bays. VB6 has the maintenance storage bay, which is 5 hull size and carries 1000 MSP. In C#, the new 1% weapon failure rate means that the ship design process will have to account for the additional MSP expenditure when considering engineering systems. This includes small craft such as fighters, which may mount a single energy weapon or multiple box launchers. The issue for fighters is that adding sufficient engineering to cover that potential MSP cost may give them maintenance lives of many years, which is unnecessary and not very realistic. Therefore, C# adds several new maintenance storage options. These create a reserve of maintenance supplies that can be used to repair weapons, but do not affect failure rates or maintenance life. They'll also have double the storage capacity because the MSP capacity of normal engineering was not significantly lower in many cases. So we now have a couple. So we have large, standard, small, tiny, and fighter size. So basically just like the fuel tanks, we now have a variety of size options, which is fantastic. Okay. So a little bit shorter today because yesterday's diplomacy post ate some of the posts from today, but we have 2 pages left, which I'm going to save for tomorrow and the end of March. Doesn't look like there's anything too big, except maybe another scrap of diplomacy that got missed, but we will cover that tomorrow and the day after, so keep an eye out for that. We do not want to run out of stuff one day short, that's for sure. So that is it for today. Join me tomorrow where I will continue covering the changes for C# Aurora every day this month until launch, which is currently looking to be possibly in the 1st or 2nd day of April. So my joke about Steve launching C# on April 1st, it may not be too much of a joke anymore. Alright, links down below for the official Aurora Discord, Reddit, and the forums, where you can join the discussion and revel in the hype. And I will see you next time.